welcome everybody to Totally Online Gaming Group's 5th edition D&D campaign, The Blackest Heart. We're glad you could join us here today for our live stream. Hope you're all home and staying safe and keeping those hands washed, keep your social distancing, all that good stuff. We want to, hope everyone nice, healthy, happy time, and that we can get this dealt with and done with, and then back on track with our lives shortly. Let's all cross our fingers and hope for that. So, as always, we're going to start off our session with some announcements. So, go ahead and take it away there, Jacob.
All right. As you know, our series has been sponsored by Critical Hit Gaming Supplies, which creates great, beautiful dice trays, gaming mats, as well as dice bags and miniatures. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you go into the store, maybe there's some miniatures that you wish were there that you can't find. Well, if you go to their little Contact Us page right on the home, it's going to be right at the top, and you just go all the way over next to the cart. You will find an email, and you can send him an email to figure out if he has his specific miniature that you would like, because it's only 20% of the miniatures that he has in his stock and portfolio on the site right now. And of course, anything that you want from there, always remember that you can put in the code TOGG15 for 15% off of any order. Back to you.
Excellent, thank you. All right. Also, want to make sure we give a shout out to any of you who are watching, who are here from the Spock Nation. Go Team Spock! I want to give a shout out to Team Spock. It is a great site. Spock, he is a great guy. Chatted with him many times in his chat. Always, giving love to us over here in our channel, shouting us out. And there are tons and tons of great streamers that jump on there, streaming all sorts of different games. If you go on there and you jump in chat and you start talking to people, I guarantee you're going to find someone that is playing games that you like to watch, that you're interested in, and you can follow them right through there and then jump over to their channel and watch their stuff, and you'll have a blast. Plus, it's just a great community of people. Wonderful. They're always all about sharing the love and helping out small streamers. So, big shout out to any of you Team Spock people in the Spock Nation that are watching this tonight. And even if you're not, good for you guys. Also, Aaron Discord server, ARRYN Discord server. Great community full of people that are passionate about Dungeons and Dragons. They have lots of wonderful conversations about the game, game rules, characters, lore, whatever. The tons of stuff that they're talking about. They're also setting up games through play-by-post, etc. Check them out if you love role-playing games, TTRPGs, D&D, etc. Go give their Discord server a look. I'm sure you're going to find some really cool people that you're going to get along with great. Let's see, other announcements. Again, as mentioned, we're kind of on hold, waiting to find out what's going to happen here. But we should have a shipment. We're estimating 3 to 4 weeks now, based on everything that's going on, for our official TOGG dice bags and some really nice dice. And we are going to be doing some giveaways with those as soon as we get them, and we will keep you informed as soon as we get them when our first giveaway night will be, so you guys can make sure to tune in for that, for your shot to win one of those official dice bags and a beautiful set of metal dice. They're gorgeous. They're really fun. They're nice and heavy, fun to roll. So make sure you tune in for that. Also, as mentioned in the last couple sessions, we are going to be here shortly in like about a week on actually the 31st is when they are going to be releasing the beta for Tailspire. And that is something that I managed to get in on the Kickstarter for. So that's when I will be finally getting to jump into that and test that out. And depending on how user-friendly that is and, how well it works, we may be transitioning to that for our games. If you don't know what it looks like and haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. Just type in Tailspire to Google, TALESPIRE. Type that in and take a look at some of the videos they've got about it. It's a really cool setup. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on it. Last but not least, there is another Twitch channel called Top Tabling that have been doing some podcasts with several different people from around Twitch and on the internet, mostly DMs, players, creatives, all sorts. And I have actually been invited to join them on one of their episodes, and we're still kind of working out what the exact date will be. And as soon as I get that information, I will let you guys know. But make sure you go over and check out some of the stuff that they do. It's pretty good stuff. It's enjoyable, and I recommend it. Are there any announcements anybody else has? Right, that sounds like a no to me. So without further ado, we bring you the cart. Okay, we are back. So, where we left off last week, Jacob and Oak had made their way to the library at the university in Oceanica, where they went to the College of Antiquities and its library to look up some information. Prior to getting there, the party had encountered a couple old, well, friends, we shall say. One who was sneaking up on them, which Jacob managed to catch in the act, was someone they met while in the book. Phineas Bumblesmooth, the halfling rogue, who very nearly got chopped in half by Oak.
Wait, I thought he was part of the book!
Oh, yeah.
What?
You weren't the only
I guess
ones who've
not.
been sucked into that book.
How did he get sucked into the book?
Oh, at least. You don't know yet.
Sure.
Anywho, another group that they ran into was ones that they had met on the road long ago, the Frostbreakers. And
Fuck the tiefling.
breaking Oak's heart with joy. Breaking Oak's heart with joy, the Frostbreakers had actually found their lost horses and brought them with them to Oceanica, knowing that the party had intended to go there and they had hoped to find them, and luckily they did.
Fuck the tiefling.
The tiefling, who seemed very much preoccupied with something, let the Dragonborn do most of the talking to the party, where they did find some potentially disturbing news, maybe, but also found out that the Frostbreakers would be in town, and if the party needed anything, they could always look them up. Anywho, the party kind of split as Oak and Reya initially made their way to the church, where they met up with their contact. The contact was once again Oak. You remember? I know Reya does, right?
Father Bryant.
Yes.
Father Bryant.
Father Bryant, who informed them that the item they seek was in the hands of the Redstones, a noble family who own a very large manor, love to have parties, and are known on the down low as collectors of rare and sometimes dangerous things that they tend to get somehow, but never seem to see the light of day after that. And that the party would have invitations sent to them so that they could get into the party. Well, after meeting back up at a hotel dubbed the Apple Cart, uh, the party the party decided, okay, we're going to split off for a little bit, as Reya, who was extremely tired, decided to retire to the room for the evening, while Oak and Jacob decided to take a little sidetrack and went to the University and the College of Antiquities, where they found a whole bunch of interesting books lined up on shelves, and one in particular that Jacob began reading through and found some very, very interesting information that pertained to one of his party members. And that is pretty much where we left off. So, an answer to your question, Reya, yes.
Okay.
You can say that you do that. That is fine.
So
Well-
I have to ask though, are Diana and Oak still not speaking?
It's entirely up
Oak
to
is
you
speaking
guys.
to Diana. It doesn't matter if Diana isn't speaking back to him. But he is
So they're
speaking
still
to Diana.
arguing. That's all I need to know. They're still arguing.
Don't worry, Reya's not speaking to Diana at all.
I don't think Diana cares.
Well,
Damn.
She killed him.
Just-
Diana gives no fucks.
just so you know. I mean, like, I like temporarily killed
Ray
him.
killed
Like,
him. Diana
he's-
gives no fucks.
he's not dead. Like, Rem still exists.
She killed him. Diana gives no fucks.
So I forgot, did we say that Diana was also with Oak and Jacob?
I figured she just stick to Jacob. That's what she
Yeah.
normally does.
Yeah,
when one
she
goes
would've
somewhere, the other does.
Yeah, she would have been.
So then he would have also heard the great information.
Yeah, I did! And I laughed my ass off when I heard about it. It explains so much.
That's new
That
information.
explains so much.
Okay, Oak, you can look at Discord for that.
Yeah,
For that question.
I found it. I saw it. I've always
Okay,
had
cool.
Discord open.
That's all I need to know.
All right. So, well, this isn't.
Coolio.
It's not what I was
Am I
looking
the
for,
only
but I
one
don't.
sitting here going, this explains so much about her?
I mean, it does kind of make sense, but not.
All the reckless antics, mainly doing things for herself, not thinking about the consequences of her actions.
Yeah, well, that's also just the tendencies you see in children.
But it explains so much.
I mean, kind
Her
of.
family has a history of this.
Well, then there's at least a thing to look to. We know how many of these stories end, so history. All right.
Okay, yeah, but explain that to the big guy.
All right. So, did you get that? Well, Oak was sitting there listening to me read it.
We lost.
Oak, did you
We
get
lost
what
Oak.
I?
We lost Oak.
Oak, no!
Recovering lost connection.
Uh-oh. It froze.
Oh no.
Come back. What a great way to start a session, guys.
It happens.
Right now.
Wait, what information did you learn?
Oh, we learned a bit.
A lot.
Specifically being...
A lot.
Information. We learned.
We know things.
That-
And it explains so much.
That's not ominous or scary at all.
This is why you read books. Books are great.
Just gonna see if
Oh. Oh.
I'm not. Nope, lost
Right.
that.
Yeah,
Hey!
Yay! Internet
Hey!
being bad.
It's okay. So, did you get
It's
everything that I
everyone
said?
being-
Or do...
It's everyone being home and all watching Pornhub. That's what it
Did
is.
you?
Using up the bandwidth for
Okay,
Pornhub.
first off, have you seen the new name that they put on their website? It is funny as fuck. Secondly, did you
What?
hear about how many stream users there were in a single day?
I don't think I want to know.
Like, it was a lot. There was a lot of Steam users. A lot. I think it was like 20 million.
Makes sense.
Indeed, indeed.
Are you looking it up now?
Yes. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, the question was, did you
Don't ask
catch every?
questions you don't want the answers to.
I have asked so many things I didn't
no,
need the
I
answers
didn't.
to.
True.
Glad to know this is how this session's gonna go, guys.
Yeah.
So, did Oka catch everything that Jacob had said? That was the question.
No, I did not.
About the book and what was in it.
Oh yeah, about the book? Yeah, I heard everything about the book.
Well,
The book.
so are we gonna tell her, or are we just going?
No! Do you
Okay,
forget the last time that thing was ever brought up? She almost killed Galder.
that's very fair.
Okay, but how about we just not say the word? Tell her we know what her family, who her family is, but not mention
This is
that
gonna go
word.
one of two. This is gonna go one of two ways if we say this. Either she's gonna throw a hissy fit and attack us, or she's gonna run off.
Well,
Because we
Can't
know
we
who
just
she
give her
is,
time
she's
and
gonna
then maybe
be
she'll
a
come
tank.
back?
my decision. I don't know her really well. I'm just reading a book, okay?
You're fine. I personally say don't mention it until it needs to be mentioned. That's always been a great motto in my life. Just don't bring it up unless it needs to be brought up, and everybody's fine.
Yeah, but then it feels like we're lying to her.
You mean like the fucking golems?
Yeah.
Mm. Had you just did what I told you in the first place, they wouldn't have died.
No, but I didn't like lying, Diana, okay? It wasn't about you, it was about
We're
me.
still in the library. Everybody, calm
And
down.
this isn't about you. This is about her. It is better if she doesn't know that we know. I can only block so many fireballs with ice, okay?
I frankly
Okay.
could just she could throw. I think.
But
When does she not throw things?
as soon as she figures out we know, we tell her what we know without telling her that word.
I think if it's relevant, we'll bring it up. Otherwise, blissful ignorance.
Sounds great. I didn't really talk much, anyways.
Okay.
So, back to
In the meantime,
back
so
to the tavern, right?
we have to steal what now? Because I kind of wasn't paying attention to any of you when you were talking to the father. Religion bores me.
Knuckle bones.
Why?
No,
That's
did she freeze again? I think she might.
What? Why?
oh no.
Why did we need knuckle bones again?
No, what? I'm still, you guys all froze for me. My internet must suck.
You're doing
Because
that
we need the
weird...
knuckle bones so we can go back to church in Astron. So we can,
Dude, you're like freezing and then everything's coming out at like rapid speed.
robot thing.
Yeah.
You heard Rap God before.
Okay, but like, here's the thing. So much has happened, Diana would have legitimately forgot why they need the knuckle bones.
Well, now I just want to rap Hamilton, and so like I can just go super fast.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Oak has a thing for just half a second before he's just like. Am I talking really fast?
No, you're talking fine. Right, so let's
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
so let's head on.
You can just pretend Oak ate a lot of sugar.
Okay, all
That
right.
works. Okay, so we have to go get knuckle bones from a collector dude. If these are important to the church, why doesn't the church just, you know, hey, these belong to the state of the church, hand them over?
Because it's a quest for us to prove that we can handle the stone that they've taken in the Church of Astron, which we need back so we can protect, because it's a powerful motherfucking stone and it's gonna probably destroy the world.
Oh, isn't that the thing that I?
Oh, that
yeah,
thing.
yeah, I told you.
Yeah,
I forgot
that
about
thing.
that thing. A
Yeah,
lot has happened
The
since
black
I met
stone
you.
that I've
Okay.
seen, like, just like grabby and just poof everyone. It was a scary dream.
Grabby and poof everyone. I think that is the most simplified explanation you have ever given us about something.
Would you rather I say Thanos snap?
Yes, because they would know what Thanos is.
Canon. It was a really
Okay,
strange
Thanos
play.
is canon.
So after that of an explanation, Diana would just look at him and go, so we have to get into a masquerade ball that we're being given invitations of. Go in, steal the knuckle bones, get out
I call stealing.
without alerting the guards, the city, the church, the owner, or the guests.
Oak has his hand raised up. He's still saying, I call stealing it.
I like the
enthusiasm.
This was given to me and Reya, this quest, and I wish to see it through.
Right, I'm glad that everyone's extremely happy. We are still in a library. If we could leave and have this in a more private place rather than in the
Oh
public.
yeah, so we don't get killed?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god, Oak.
Okay. Is there anyone watching?
At this point, Diana's just gonna, like, look at the both of them and go, it's the fact of the matter of, does anybody understand how nobles work about their possessions? Do any of you?
I know a little bit.
It's not gonna be as simple as just waltzing into a back room, grabbing the thing, and waltzing out.
Well, of course, I didn't think it was going.
Okay, but we all know nobles are jackasses. Because that's what all of the people are like.
The moment Oak says that, there's gonna be like a slightly offended look on Diana's face, just for a split moment, before just like, okay.
I mean, that's...
Digressing from that, it's the fact of the matter of, this guy's gonna have collections of rare items from who knows where, while holding a ball full of other nobles. Do you have any idea how many guards are gonna be in that building?
Probably, I mean, 8, 12, maybe 20?
Try half the city guard, possibly.
Well, I wouldn't say that many, but close.
Seeing how big this city is, I wouldn't be surprised.
Are we on our way back to the inn?
Probably.
I would.
I can see they
Yeah,
would have left by
okay.
now. Reya now feels hurt from afar, not knowing why. So, Okay, we have invitations. That's already been taken care of. How are we going to, do any of you know how to interact with nobles?
I know how to kick butts and take
Yeah,
things.
oh, I kind of already assumed you were a no. No offense.
Jacob, it looks like you
I
have
mean,
advantage on something now.
Haha.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Player
you
exploit.
give it to
I've got so many
me?
startup points that I'm giving everyone advantage.
Oh.
Sure? For how long?
It's just once, I think.
Yeah, it's just a one-time roll.
But no, it's the fact of the matter. Like,
Diana, you have advantage.
cool.
Everyone
I don't
gets
know
advantage.
what for. You're like Oprah. You get an advantage.
Exactly.
You get an advantage.
You get an
Everybody
advantage.
gets an advantage.
Advantage.
Wouldn't it be okra?
Yes.
Wah, 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 wah.
So we're getting so sidetracked today, guys. I swear to God.
Oh yeah. We're excited.
I feel like we're all stir crazy right now. No
That's
social
probably it.
interaction. So going back towards the tavern, Diana's it's gonna be a legitimate question. Like, do any of you actually know how to associate with the social class?
I know how to get beaten up by kids half my size.
That is
That's
not needed right now, but thank you, Oak.
well. I mean, I guess.
I mean, it's a very good skill I put to use for many years.
If any of the nobles
looks
have
like a
children at the
puppy.
party, for sure.
We know who to call.
Ghostbusters.
If anyone needs their ego boosted.
Kind of do ish. Like, kind of.
Define. You know what? I would say define kind of with you, but I have a feeling I already know.
Yeah.
So, after reading that book, we can all unanimously agree putting Reya anywhere near the social class of nobility is the worst plan in the world.
Well, yeah. I mean, probably.
Yeah, but what if she were stealing?
Okay, let me rephrase
I think she'd get a
this.
kick out of that.
Remember what happened when Galder said Oathbreaker?
Yeah, I remember. I'm just
Okay,
saying,
now
if
imagine
she
putting
and
her in
I
a giant
were the
room
two,
full of nobles, all talking about the Oathbreakers.
yeah, no, I didn't mean pickpocketing them. I meant going with me to steal the knuckle bones.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's not
that could
gonna be
work.
a problem.
See, I can think.
You have your moments, yes.
Yeah,
Good doggo. Good boy. You
Right.
want a bone?
Stick. Ball. Squirrel.
But no, I feel like after that, once agreeing on very certain key things, during the walk back to the tavern, they would have come up with an idea on how to do what they need to. Although, Diana, anytime she would bring up how to get into the manor house to get the layout before the party, she's not willing to divulge. It's just all she'll keep telling Oak repeatedly is, I have a plan, it's fine, don't worry about it, just go along with it.
Yeah, but I could use a hawk, and it could fly in through the window, and it
It's
could
not-
tell us the layout.
I'm pretty sure if you fly anything into the house of a noble that they weren't expecting, the first thing you're gonna get is an arrow to the face.
Then
Or
what
a
about a
wing.
squirrel? Or a dog?
Arrow to the animal!
Yeah, but what if it was their dog?
I can get into the manor house to get a layout of it. Just keep it that.
No, Ant-Man. Oakman?
Squirrel man. Squirrel girl.
But so all we need is I need to buy
Able
a
to defeat
couple
Venom.
more
What am I
disguise kits because I feel like some items from my old one might be missing. We need to see what kind of armors the guards are wearing. We need to buy new armor for Oak. I need a
don't
new
know.
dress.
It's gonna make me uncomfortable.
It's for like 2 hours. You'll survive.
Maybe.
You'll survive, Oak. If you can do this
I will
thing,
literally
I
wear
will buy you more meat.
anything. I will wear a dress if I don't have to wear armor.
I'm pretty sure they don't allow cross-dressers. I know it's a masquerade ball, but I think there's a
I've
line.
worn a dress before. This shirt picks up like a shirt. Like I have worn this shirt since I was like 2 months old, okay? And it was a dress back then.
Oh, we seriously gotta get you new clothes.
Jacob's just gonna sit and think,
I
man.
think my mom has been fixing this up on me for mostly the past 10 years, but you know, it's been good shape. Watch it disintegrate.
What was that, Jacob?
We're getting you armor. End of story.
And contemplate.
You only have to wear it for a couple hours.
Okay.
I just need you to stand in armor, stand next to me, and look pretty, and just don't talk.
I get to look pretty?
Yeah. Most beautiful person. It'll be great. Wonderful.
I lost everyone.
Oh boy.
Right. It is pretty late, as far as I remember.
Yes, you had stayed at
Can
the
we do that?
library.
Is that okay?
till- you had stayed at the library.
Meanwhile,
long
I need a new
enough
dress.
to read pretty much halfway through the book, and it was about 8 o'clock when it closed down, and they kind of scooted you guys out the door. So it's definitely, in the evening time, and you make your way back to the inn. And when you get back there and to your rooms, you notice that Reya's not in the room.
Oh.
She's not there.
Video feed.
But she, as far as you know, she.
I wouldn't
Oh my God.
She already took a nap and
Fucking Oak.
maybe she's not tired anymore. Who knows? But it's late. You can smell down the opposite hallway of the inn. The one hallway leads to all the rooms. The other hallway led to a common room with tables, chairs, a bar, and serving personnel coming out, bringing out lots of food. And you can smell a whole bunch of goods, food smells coming out. Roasted meats, fresh bread smells. Maybe is that like stewed spiced vegetables? It smells really good. All kind of wafting down that hall towards you. So you can
Is there
take a meal if
a
you want.
rabbit?
Say again? There may be. You would have to go ask. But there's definitely lots of good smells coming from down that way.
Alrighty. And on the walk back,
I have like really bad connection with all of you.
is Phineas there at all?
Yep. Phineas had
I'm
waited.
sorry,
Phineas had waited outside
Did you send me more shit?
the library because, if you recall, you had a little
Mm-hmm.
business proposition with him, and he did not want to. How should I put it? Shit where he eats. So he didn't really want to get his uncle fired. But
Right.
yeah, you see him, and he's kind of outside the college grounds. He waves to you. Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah. So do you have?
Diana's gonna be so excited to see Phineas, though.
You've seen him earlier today.
Yeah, but I wasn't there.
Okay.
Hey, Jacob.
Yep.
So, yeah, business. Not gonna talk about it out here.
Well, of course. I mean, you can just follow us back over to the inn that we're staying at.
Oh, I gotta go that way anyway.
Oh, well, hey, it works out.
So he follows along with you, and being that he's not going to talk
Just to
about
be
business,
salty.
well, being that he's not going to talk about business while he's there, like the whole time, he's standing next to Jacob, on the opposite side of Jacob that Diana's on, but he's looking over at Diana, and he keeps like tugging on Jacob's sleeve to get him to kind of bend down a little bit, and he keeps saying things like,
Ask her about her princessness. He told you about that. Ask her.
Does Phineas not realize Jacob already knew? And does Phineas realize Diana can hear him?
Who knows?
he doesn't really care.
At
I'm
that
sorry, and then-
point, Diana's just gonna, like, pause and grab the back of Phineas's shirt and just lean down close to his ear and go, you realize the scholar already knows, right?
Of course, I told him like 7 times now.
Yeah, Phineas, he and I have been traveling together for over a year.
Oh yeah, Phineas, didn't you tell me she was a princess?
Yes.
At that point, Diana's gonna grab his shirt and, like, lift him up and go, why are you blabbing to people about it?
Because I never met a princess in person before, and now I have, and now I get to say it.
Please stop telling people.
Also, I thought he was hitting on you.
At that point, she's just gonna sigh and put Phineas back down and go, no, he wasn't hitting on me. And her ears are just gonna, like, droop because she doesn't want to talk about it.
No. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. It's fine.
He's obviously, I mean, his expression definitely goes from kind of one of joy to like instant like disappointment, and like he looks like a deflated balloon when you tell him not to blab it around anymore, because I mean, in his mind it's obvious, hey, he met royalty, and I'm cool because I know a princess, and he was just gonna blab it everywhere, but now he's just like, oh, okay.
And Diana's gonna sigh and go, it's complicated with
Jake-
my family right now.
Lean down, Phineas. He just goes, don't worry. You don't have to mention it while we're around. Just don't say the name with it.
Okay.
He kind of brightens back up a little bit.
That
And
sounds fair.
And Diana's just gonna turn to Phineas though and go, how did you even know?
Because
Didn't you
I
tell
drink
him?
it and I know things.
Do not Game of Thrones us! No! Not allowed!
It already happened. It's too late.
No! Damn you! But no, Diana's just like, that doesn't make any sense. You don't just,
Makes perfect sense.
no it doesn't!
I've been
Got a point.
around quite a bit, and people don't tend to notice me.
Have
And
you
I
been
like to-
there?
Perhaps.
No. And she's gonna get down and actually, like, point at him and get really serious now. It's like, recently, have you been there?
Fine, recently.
Past 20 years. How's it faring? And she's gonna get this like very angry look for half a second. Go, oh, you're gonna say, or I'm hanging you from the nearest flagpole.
Hey, how, Diana?
And she's just gonna hold up a hand to Jacob.
Ooh,
And go,
I want to help.
No,
I'll
I
help you.
need to know.
Oak is raising his hand. I'll help. I'll help. I want to help.
Phineas,
Please.
how is it?
Pick me. You pick me. I want to help.
Can I pick Oak?
No, I need to know, Phineas. I haven't been there in over 20 years.
Nice. Well, the land.
I'm sorry. Nick's like right in front of me in the kitchen, and he picked up like a really big glob of cream cheese to put on a bagel, and it just fell off the knife. I'm sorry. He had the most tiny look on his face.
R.I.P. man. Just pick it back
That
up,
poor
you know?
cream cheese.
Everyone,
And
please
I look up, and it just blop, and you could
press
hear
F
it hit
for
the
the
couch.
cream cheese. Press F for the cream cheese.
Oh, that was beautiful.
So he says
Well, the people are nice. They seem doing well. I didn't really get to.
I wouldn't be, and without even thinking, Diana's gonna go, I wouldn't be surprised. My mother's a fucking heinous bitch who's selfish, so I'm not surprised you didn't get near the castle.
Alright, that was information. That's cool. Anyways, into the tavern.
Yeah. Yeah, tavern. Yeah, I can do that. Remember,
And no
I
more
drink and I
telling
know
people
Diana,
who
you're
I am, right?
Princess?
No more telling.
Because if you do, I might be in danger.
I wouldn't do that.
Thank you. Oak, we can save the theatrics for once we're inside.
Can I hang up from a flagpole now?
No, not doing that.
We're not hanging anyone from a flagpole now.
Oh, he's gone.
so we
Oh, the frick. Oh.
so we get y'all get back
Aw.
to the inn now after this discussion on the way there, and
Aw.
and at the
I've
inn.
never given anyone a wedgie before. I wanted to know how to do it.
Poor Oak.
We will have wedgie training on another day, I promise.
For now, it's Wednesday and we wear pink.
So you get back to the inn. There's the hallway to the left leads to the rooms. The hallway to the right leads to the common room and food and drink. And as said before, lots of wonderful smells coming from that direction. And if you choose to go down to your rooms, you notice that Reya isn't in there. Go to the common room and eat. You can. It's up to you at this point. And when you wake up in the morning, you will have 3 more days till
That Diana, after knowing Oak has been told who she is by Phineas, and the fact that they're going to be going to a giant masquerade ball full of other nobles, she's just going to kind of go in the bedroom, hide in the corner and under a desk. In her human form. Just curl up in a ball under a table. This is fine. She is content there. She is happy there. No one disturb her.
Jacob is, gonna finish whatever he needs to talk to with Phineas.
right. Phineas kind of suggests somewhere private, like the
Okay,
room.
They walk into the room. Oh, don't mind her. She's fine.
Ah!
Alright, I'll be there in a second.
So Phineas looks at you and he says, "Okay," and he closes the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes over to the bed, pulls a little coin purse out, opens it, dumps it on the bed, and you see a bunch of silver and gold spill out. And he goes,
One for you, one for me. One for you,
Oh,
one for me.
goodness.
One for you, one for me.
and he goes through, and it's about a good 5 minutes before he gets it all sorted out. And he goes,
Okay. So yeah.
yeah, in total, it's about 45 gold that you get and that he gets. So
Diana's gonna peek her head out from under the table and give Jacob a disappointed look and like, did you recruit the nice little halfling to steal for you?
No, I recruited him to find things that happened to fall into his hands.
They didn't fall
You
into my
recruited the nice
hands.
little halfling to steal for you?
I never steal. I just acquire things.
You steal.
He said it,
No,
not me.
they were lost.
Stolen.
No, he said it, not me.
Lost.
Stolen.
All right,
Oak,
thank
who
you
has
for
gone
taking-
to sleep on the floor, he's gone to sleep. And he's rolled under the bed because he just felt like it. He rolls out from underneath the bed and he's just like, Diana, we know they're stealing. Just give up.
Ah.
And then he rolls back underneath the bed and goes to sleep.
Oh, did we
And-
get?
Foxo is panicky.
Did we get one?
She's legitimately in her nerves are high enough right now.
Two.
Like her nerves are high enough right now. In her human form, she's like cuddling her tail and like chewing at the fur to get knots that she can find out. She's that like strung up.
okay.
All right.
And while once all that is done, Phineas goes,
Okay. If that's it, I gotta head home. Kind of tired. It's been a long day.
Hang on.
Hold on.
How did you end up in the book with us?
Oh. Yeah. How did you get my book?
Your book?
You have
What?
books?
Well, yeah.
You have
I mean,
books?
You own something that wasn't owned by somebody else first?
You know
well,
what?
someone
Over
else
there.
did lose it, and I found it.
Oh my god.
But I don't know how you got it, because you guys, like, I saw you came in on a ship, like almost a month after I saw you the first time, and I don't know how you got the book. Where were you before?
Dwarven City.
Dungaroon?
How did you get my book there when I had it here?
Magic?
Maybe it's multiple
he
books connected to the same area?
he he pulls out of what seems to be a small pouch at his side that is definitely too small to hold this large book that comes out of it.
Diana's just be like, hey, I have one of those.
Oh yeah, this is cool. Can't remember where I found it.
Yeah, I need that.
It was like 2 years ago I found it. But it's been really useful.
But he pulls out this book. It looks very much like the one that you guys saw that Galder had originally found, except the cover is a dark blue, like almost like a cloth that has been dyed dark blue and wrapped in it, and the title is different, and it now has leather straps like wrapped around it, binding it,
And he's like, I still haven't decided what to do with this. I'm not ever opening it again, by the way.
You know what? Thinking about it, Jacob might have been right about the whole multiple things leading to the same point. Maybe
Potentially.
a mage got bored.
I have no idea. I just know I found this and I started reading it one day, and the next thing I know, there I was, and then like a little while later, I met you guys. It was weird.
Right.
Wait, you said you met us a month before the boat?
No, about a month before you guys arrived. Well, yeah, maybe 20 days or so.
Where?
DM thing, interjection. When you guys opened the book was when you were on the ship, and after you got back, there was about 20 days or so of journey before you arrived at Oceanica.
Oh, was he hiding on the boat?
No, he was in Oceanica.
So we met in the book, we separated, he ended up in Oceanica, we were still on the boat.
Yep.
Okay,
You went back to both
just had
your...
to clarify. Because I was getting confused.
All right. So, I mean, you can keep the book. I personally wouldn't mind it.
I would.
Oh, I don't
burn
want.
it?
I really don't know what to do with it. Here, take it.
Can we
But-
burn it? Can we agree to burn it?
I have
No.
no problem with that. Just
Burn?
I'm never reading it
Burn!
ever again.
No.
Burn!
Keep it for later. I'll have the use for it.
No, you won't. Unless you're gonna shove Reya in there and just keep it bound shut so she can never get out. I don't think so. That is a joke, Oak. Don't lose your shit.
What? He says very sleepily because he was sleeping and the internet totally didn't go out for me. And I totally caught what you guys were saying.
Diana's gonna crawl out from under the table, snatch the book out of Jacob's hands, and just shove it in her bag of holding, and just let it disappear into the bag. Never again.
I'm not
That's
saying
fair.
I'm going to take us into it.
Never again.
But, I really gotta get home, guys. I mean, I guess
Oh, of course. I mean, you can leave. You're fine. You can go.
bye. And then
It was good to see you again, Phineas.
Good to see you too. I hope to see you guys again soon.
Bye, nerd.
I gotta go.
Oh,
I gotta drop these off. I gotta drop these off before I go though. And he pulls out of the pouch. He's got 4 envelopes that look very very well done. They're like very fine vellum paper
Chris.
folded over. Yeah, very crisp. There's a wax seal and ribbon around each one of them. Like gold trimmed edges and stuff. I mean, it's very. I gotta drop these off and then I gotta head home. Oh, and
Oh, where are you
Maybe-
taking them?
I'm supposed to drop them off at the front desk.
Wait. Can I see one of those?
Hold on. What's
Oh.
the names?
I didn't get to read. I was just told to.
Yeah, let me see one, Phineas.
Oak is suddenly very interested too. He like
Don't-
pops over underneath his bed, just like, yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it. Let me see.
Okay. You just don't open it. I'm supposed to deliver them unopened.
The moment she has it in her hands, Diana's gonna pop it open and read it.
Same with-
Oh,
Same
I'm
with
getting in so
Oak.
much
He's
trouble.
gonna be like, he's gonna look at it and he's just like, I can't read.
Diana's gonna be like, Oak!
And sure enough, when you read it, Diana, and you look at it, it's an invitation without the name imprinted on it, but it is a full invitation to the masquerade ball. And
And Diana's gonna look at it and then look at Phineas and go, did a dude from a church give these to you?
yeah,
Was his name Father
yeah,
Brian?
these are ours.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, they're ours. 4 of them, me, Jacob, Oak, Reya.
well, that would have been really nice. I guess.
We're about to do something really
guess-
stupid.
Oh,
I guess he didn't
sure.
know I knew you guys. It would have saved the
But yeah,
trouble.
these are for us, Phineas. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, now leave.
Okay. And
Safe travels.
as he turns to go out the door, before he goes out the door, he quickly pulls something else out of his little bag.
Oh
He
yeah.
sets it on the table. It's a little box about
Thebes.
like 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches that is wrapped, and it has a little tag on it. He just leaves it right there, and then he takes off out the door.
Diana's just gonna kind of pick it up with 2 fingers and turn it to read the tag.
The tag has a crudely drawn picture of a tree.
Oak, I think this is for you.
Ooh.
Because
Oh.
the tag has a tree on it.
Okay. Oak is gonna open it.
You open it up, and there is this. You've never seen something quite like this before, Oak. But Diana, you've seen pedophores before, and it's basically like a little individual, tiny, neat piece of cake.
Oh!
And
Both girls know what you're talking about now.
yeah,
You have just a tiny cake, and I was like,
yeah, it's like a little tiny cake. Like
I've seen so many of those from Paris from my French teacher.
Yep, and he's gone.
Oak gasps and just kind of licks them up and eats them.
Right.
All of them at once.
All right, and they are delicious. Absolutely
Yeah.
delicious.
Cake.
Jacob's gonna go over to the desk
Okay.
that Diana's still by.
God, I hope they weren't poisoned.
She would have gone back to her to under it by now.
Right. Yeah. Diana, you ready to sleep?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure if I sleep now, I'm gonna have nightmares. But if I don't go to sleep, I'm gonna be wired tomorrow more so than I already am. And I'm trying to figure out how the fuck we're gonna do this without actually getting anybody arrested. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a panic attack.
Oak kind of rolls out from underneath the bed and he's just like, we got 2 rooms, right? So, you guys can go to the other room and this can be me and Reya's room.
What? Do you not want to be around me anymore because I'm a princess?
No, I'm just telling you guys to go get a room.
Oh my god.
Yeah, of course. Come on, Diana, let's go get a room.
Jacob, you're too innocent for your own good, and it scares me when Oak is more dirty than you.
I grew up with a bunch of soldiers, okay?
So did he.
Huh?
Nothing.
I grew up with a bunch of animals.
You nasties.
Scary. Alright, let's to the room.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to do before you hit the hay for the night?
He now has a fox hiding under his bed. I hope he realizes this.
Nothing else? All right. So, you guys go to sleep, and when you wake up in the morning, just as you're kind of getting up and stretching, you notice the door opens and Reya walks in.
Reya!
Reya's just gonna go lay on the bed and not even say a word.
Oak is underneath the bed. Okay, I love you too. Good night.
So, it is morning time.
Woo, more books.
You have 3 days until the masquerade ball. What do you think?
First things first, finishing up the book.
I need a dress.
Okay. So.
And Oak needs armor, and I need a new disguise kit, and I'm pretty sure I need to buy shackles for Reya.
Do I need
Well,
to?
we have to go over the plan with Reya because she's not sure she likes that idea, and we haven't really discussed anything with Reya yet.
I thought you said you told her.
Yeah, I did, but in character, no.
Oh, yeah, so we should probably just...
Well, you
So,
don't even know in
So,
character.
Reya doesn't have to be in the sense of, like, she was found sneaking around and then shackled. It's more like a fail-safe story. Just so you know. If that helps at all.
Into the library to get the book.
All right,
To read it again.
so we'll do it. We're gonna do it this way. Reya, what are your plans for the morning? I think I already know based on your whisper. You said.
Reya has to sleep, so she's gonna be sleeping.
Okay. Jacob, where are you gonna head to?
Most likely the library by himself to finish the book.
Okay.
Hey,
Right.
oh, guess where you're getting dragged along with to go shopping.
Let's go shopping.
Okay, so that was my next
I
question.
showed
is where
you
guys are going.
a
So
gift that
you two are gonna go shopping.
What's the
So,
moment?
And before, and before Jacob would leave, he would give Diana, look, I don't know how to pick good clothes, so go wild, and he's going to hand over 50 gold for an outfit of any type.
Diana's gonna get the biggest shit-eating grin on her face going, you mean I can finally dress you in something that's not those tattered robes?
Once, yes.
J- j-
You
j-
need to look all right.
Does that mean I can also finally comb your hair and shave your face?
I need to
Oak
look
immediately
all right.
covers his face. You're not shaving me, are you?
No, you're supposed to be a bodyguard. You have to look rugged.
Okay, good.
Yes.
And her ears are gonna perk up and her tail's gonna start wagging really happily. She's like, I finally get to give you a makeover. And then she's gonna bolt out the door.
And then Oak is just gonna denial and follow her.
You know, you have a
You
really
really
bad.
gotta get that sneeze checked.
It's a cough, but yeah, I guess I do.
Is it a dry cough?
Maybe I'll go away once you two once you two actually get together.
What?
But once you and Diana, maybe my cough will go away once you two actually like.
I love how she's not in the room to hear this because she doesn't even remember the kiss.
Yeah.
Does Oak know about the kiss? Has he been told, or is it only a Jacob and Diana thing still?
It's only a Jacob and Diana. Only a Jacob
It's only
thing.
a Jacob thing because you don't even remember.
I don't even remember.
Well, a Jacob and Rim thing.
Yeah. I tried.
You need to try harder, buddy.
No,
Can't let that one get away.
Watch Oak be the one smart enough to realize she was drunk. She probably doesn't even remember.
it's.
Was she drunk?
Isn't she really?
Isn't she normally?
No, but in that
You're not
specific
wrong.
occasion, was she drunk enough to have a blackout and then not remember the next day?
Yes.
You need to choose your kisses more wisely, brother.
Go Oak! Wingman!
Why do I have?
All right.
Why do I have Sebastian from Little Mermaid singing "Kiss the Girl" stuck in my head right now?
What is this, Oak?
Yeah.
You got to kiss the girl.
All right. So what we're gonna do?
Okay, Oak will go and follow Diana.
Okay. So while you go off and follow Diana, what we're gonna do is, Jacob. So do you just head straight to the library?
Yes. Heading straight there. I'm going to take the
Wait,
amount of time to
Quick
finish the book.
question.
Hold up.
Before Diana...
It's Jacob's turn. Hold up.
No, I had a question for, like, before everybody split apart. Can Diana just gently pick up Rim and ask him if the tiefling comes anywhere near Jacob to peck her eyes out?
You can ask.
Because
There.
Rim is good boy and Rim loves Diana. Then she would leave.
Okay. Right. So you're just going straight to the library. There's no stops.
No stops. Straight to the library. Finish.
All right. So you get there. By the time you get over there, it's probably, I'll say you guys, you woke up at like 7 or so. It was about that time. So by the time you get over there, I assume you guys all have just like a quick breakfast and stuff. So we'll say it's 7:45, 8 o'clock. By the time you're over there, and the
Uh,
library is just opening up.
awesome. As I head inside, gonna pull out the necklace, just let it dangle, head in, read.
Okay. You start reading, and you basically spend again about another 8 hours. So it takes you to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll even say 5 because you once again, just like before, you kind of stop and go to grab some food, kind of in the middle of that. So we'll say it takes you to about 5 o'clock.
All right.
But that'll get you through the entire rest of the book, and what it really does at that point is the second half of the book goes into more details about the the battle at the Tizrain River. It gets into more of the minutia on the silver sword itself and what it is supposed to be capable of. There isn't really any, as far as you can tell, rhyme or reason to the different things that are being said about what it supposedly can do, because it doesn't seem like it's an actual study of the artifact itself, but more a observational history of those who have seen it. Some of the information even takes the form of what seem to be like interviews between the writer of the book and someone who witnessed the sword in action. So you're getting things like it seemed to be able to, cut people's heads off at will, or it at one point I thought it was singing, when I heard this sound, but it couldn't have come from weapon, you know. Others, were saying that the sword jumped out of its wielder's hand and fought the enemy itself, while the wielder just blocked with its shield. I mean, so many different things. So it's kind of hard to piece together exactly what the supposed powers of it are. You know that of all these things, a good 75 to 80% of them, could be realistic with spells that you have heard about, and certain effects that can be imbued within equipment.
All right.
So you think, yeah, there's a possibility, and if even 10% of those things are true, this thing is powerful, and it's definitely some kind of artifact. It is not simply magic sword. It is an artifact. That's about all you find out.
Alrighty. I'm now, leaving the book there. Going to head back to that little bookshop.
Okay. So you get there right around 6:30.
All right. Before I enter, I'm going to use my wonderful feature as a conjuration wizard. And I'm going to use my minor conjuration. And I will recreate the book in its entirety, including every single bit that I read.
Okay.
How long does that last?
Last an hour.
So
Are you stealing a book?
So you create this book, and you are not there to see this. You create this book, and it looks exactly like you thought it would.
What?
Exactly like you saw it in the library. You know, you've even included some scuff marks on the cover, you know, that were there. I mean, it looks like a perfect replica of what you saw.
Alrighty. I will walk in.
Ah, yeah, hello. Oh, you again.
I told you I would be back with your book. So,
20.
there you are. There goes over. And the 20 gold, of course.
Yes.
And he hands over the 20 gold.
Good. Go on. I saw it was. You can get it. I'm busy.
And he opens up the book immediately and starts to read.
Oh, that's gonna suck for him. Alright, alright. And Jacob will grab the tablet and the book on the cuts territory.
Well, at least he gets it for an hour.
You don't get far now.
Not unless you're a really fast reader.
I am.
You'd have to be a really fast reader. I mean, that book took 16 hours for Jacob to get through the whole thing.
Okay. You say so.
Alright, and Jacob leaves, and he's going to head back to the tavern.
Right. So, while Jacob is doing that all day,
Nerd.
Diana and Oak, you guys are heading out shopping. Where are you going first?
So Diana was going to take Oak to a armory first to get. It doesn't, and she explains to the shopkeep, it doesn't need to be durable. It just needs to look nice.
And Oak is miserable. He's like, I don't want to be here.
Find you want. He points. He's got
I-
several examples on armor stands of different types of armor. You see, you know, leathers. You see some chain. You see chain shirts, full chain mail, scale mail. I mean, everything. You know, up the gambit. This shop seems to have it.
And she's gonna think about it. She goes, "What would you suggest for a guard of a princess if you want to look the part?"
Pan over to Oak, where he has his tongue sticking out. He's scratching his back, and he just looks like an idiot.
Royalty.
Again, just has to look the part.
Probably heavy armor.
He just has to look it. He's not actually going to be
So,
doing any fighting.
Well,
I'm putting on a show with a few friends of mine in town, and I want to make it look as authentic as possible.
Does it have to be medium armor?
Yeah.
Heavy armor? Can it be like medium or light armor or something?
Oak, stop talking.
But if I have to use it, I at least want to be proficient in it.
Well, you're just like for something for a play.
Yeah, it just needs to look really nice. It doesn't actually have to be able to withstand anything.
Yeah, but I also want to be comfortable.
Thank you.
He goes into the back. He comes out, and you see this, as he comes out, this absolutely gleaming set of, it looks like it is just a beautiful breastplate, and it looks like this has got to be made out of, I mean, you don't know what, because it's shining so much. I mean, you'd swear that it was platinum or something like that because of the coloration and how polished it is and shiny, and everything. He said this here, and you can see it's got some ornamental like chain sections of it that also seem to be made out of this just glistening platinum look-alike metal. There are additional like ridges put on it. Some have edge lines in gold coloration. and there even seems to be some like rubies attached to it. And he hands it over to you, and he says, "Hold this."
She'll take it, and I assume it's really, really light compared to what it
It
looks
is
like.
extremely light, and he's like, "Son was in a play once. He had to be the king.
Of course.
That was made for him."
Did you make this?
Kidding me? You think I make any of this? I just sell it.
Well, this is perfect. Oak, hold this. You're not going to complain once you feel how light it is.
Oak holds it.
It does not even qualify as armor. It is purely ornamental. It looks like it
So-
could be armor.
So Oak could wear this every day, but just not have an armor bonus?
Yeah.
It is basically clothes.
Okay.
You will not get any protection from this whatsoever.
I like this.
That being said, if you are, it looks beautiful. However, it is not durable at all. If you bump into something a little too hard, it's gonna get a big old dent in it, or scuff it hardcore, and it, just bumping around too much, it's gonna end up turning it into looking like just a piece of junk that you decided to strap
Piece of
yourself.
tinfoil.
Yeah, it looks great now. Just don't, be careful with it. It is flimsy.
Okay.
It doesn't look it, but it is.
And she's like, this is perfect. I'll take a full set. Breastplate, armbands, legs, boots, gloves.
Do I need nice clothes to go underneath it?
No.
No. He goes and he gets the rest of it. He says,
But Diana, what about my shirt that's
it's-
practically disintegrating?
We'll take care of that in a second, Oak.
Oh,
That's at a different
This-
store.
This-
okay.
"It is delicate. And because there's not a lot of material, very thin, careful, or your costume won't look so great on stage if you take a fall or a couple times. It's not built for that." But
Oak gets a very devious grin on his face.
it took a lot of skill for the guy that made that to put that together and make it look so nice. That cost me $50 when I bought it, and I gotta make a profit. So I'm gonna charge you $70.
70 gold?
Yes.
I can do that. That's fine. As she's pulling out the, digging around in her coin purse for it, she'll see something at the bottom of her bag that kind of makes her pause for a second because of everything that's going on. And she'll pull out the gold and she'll hand it to the man and she'll thank him. And then as she and Oak leave, she's going to pull out a small ring, golden insignia ring, from her coin pouch. And she's going to look at Oak and show him the symbol on the ring and ask him, if I asked you to sew this pattern into something, could you do it?
How complicated does it look to Oak?
So, the way her family crest works is it's kind of like a Gaelic infinity knot, but it has specialized runes around the edges that's well known for her family's magic.
Okay. I mean, I might need a couple tries to get it, at first, but yeah, I can sew that onto something.
It's mainly just intertwining lines and some symbols.
Yeah, but I want to practice so I make it look nice, and then I can sew it onto something and have it look nice, and not like
Okay.
shit.
Because this is going to be part of the proof that I'm going to need.
Okay.
And then, after getting the fake armor and hiding it inside the bag, because bag of holding for the win, they're going to go to a seamstress.
Ah!
And this is where Diana's going to have a lot of fun, because the moment she goes in, thanks to the gold Jacob gave her, all of the gold she has and however much Oak might have,
Yep.
she's going to look at the seamstress and go, I need a gown fitting for a princess,
Within
a
this cost.
set of robes for her personal scholar, and something that's not disintegrating for him.
All right, so
But I'm keeping
Let's
this
see.
shirt.
you can keep the shirt. That's not a problem. So
There's a lot of that, a lot of memories.
So how much do you actually put forth?
How much gold does Oak have?
Oak has 495 gold pieces.
495.
Yes.
And Jacob gave her how much?
$50.
So that's already gone. And then she has, if I can find my crap,
Equipment.
and she has 760. So she will, with a separate coin purse, set it down and then fold her hands in a way that the insignia ring is visible and go, starting 500 gold pieces. If there needs to be any additional specifications and whatnot due to the tail and the ears and everything else, I can go over. But starting just to get a basis for the ideas. I know different fabrics cost different.
How soon do you need all this?
I'm attending the masquerade ball.
Huh. All right.
I've been sent as the emissary for.
I'll tell you what. Give me the 500 now, and I will have what you need.
Perfect. And Diana will already have like a little notebook and a piece of paper with all of her measurements, all of Oak's measurements, and all of Jacob's, because she would have snatched it when he wasn't looking.
Okay.
Oak is gonna just sidle up to the tailor, whoever he's gonna be like, I am the princess's guard. Can I get like while you're doing all this, can I like watch and be like apprentice for a day, because I really want to know stuff about sewing. Please.
You want to know about sewing?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not paying you anything.
Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I don't know what money is anyway.
You're gonna work for free.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I just want to learn, man.
So
Knowledge is its own reward.
I will have you. How long do you want to work today?
Diana will just look at a bunch of dresses and through some like catalogs and whatnot the shopkeep might have while he's off.
Okay.
For as long as I can.
Okay.
You can have, and Diana's gonna call from her spot. You can have them tomorrow too if you want.
I close the shop at 5.
That works.
Okay.
I can, cause I've gotta do some other stuff too. So that'll work. I've gotta practice some embroidery and all that.
Okay. All right. So, and this is the second stop you guys made. You weren't long at the armorers. So I'll say by the time you left in the morning and got here and all this, it's probably probably only about 8:30 when you get here. So if you want to work all the way until 5, that's fine. So that'll give you a good like that's a full 8-hour day plus a short lunch break.
Mhm.
So go ahead. Hold on one sec. Okay. I got you there, Reya. So what I want you to do is go ahead and give me your leave it your sewing kit check. Roll it once for roll it 8 times basically, once for each hour,
Okay.
to see what kind of what kind of knowledge you're picking up over 8-hour shift, so to speak.
No.
2.
Oh.
But screw it. I'm
Oh.
using the regular D20.
That's 2 ones in a row. That ain't good.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Oh no! Come on, computer. You can do it.
It's a 1d20 plus 5.
I know. I know. In my computer, it's just.
I know. I'm looking at it for.
Mm-hmm. When you get proficient in it, you get proficiency bonus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At one point, while Oak is working, she is gonna wander out and go buy a new disguise kit, just to make sure she's not missing any bits or pieces.
Yep, and honestly,
I'm
if you're
doing a +7 just so it's got the proficiency bonus and
Yep.
his dex bonus.
yeah, and that's both those should be in there. Oh, see, that's much better. Yeah, 5 more rolls to make. So while you're doing that, Diana, I say it doesn't cost
Ooh.
much. I don't know. That's another one, man. You're just having some crap luck with that tonight.
Ha!
Crap luck and good luck. All right, it's just all
It
over
just
the
goes back and
place.
forth, you know.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Okay. So,
Shouldn't he do 2 more?
I know. I'm working
Yep.
on it.
Okay.
all right, and so let me just check this.
Haha!
Two.
Your kit explodes. I don't know how, it just goes.
Makes that sound specifically.
I want to look up dresses.
Yeah, so you gotta figure out what Jacob's wearing.
All right, so it'll cost you about 25 gold to get a full replacement disguise kit. If you're just wanting to up, kind of restock yours, I'll say you could restock the one you have for about 10 to replace what's already been used. But if you're wanting to get a full another one, then 25.
It's mainly to replace if she's
Yeah,
missing
that's fine.
anything. I don't know how those work yet.
Yeah, it's just to replace. I'll say you pay 10 to replace what you've used.
Okay. All right, my gold is good then.
All right, so what are you gonna do for the rest of the time up until Oak's done with work and you guys eventually head back towards the inn?
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at things. Because she knows how this is going to be a rush order for the seamster that's doing all of this, and while she did write down the specifications, because of her tail, it can be kind of difficult to fit it through. So she would honestly hang around the store
Okay.
just in case he needs certain more measurements, wants to ask which fabric do you want, and colors and so on and so forth for everything.
Okay. All right. So while you guys are all doing that, Reya. So it is approximately 2 o'clock when you finally wake up.
Okay. Um, yeah, so Ray's gonna, grab a quick bite to eat, and then she's gonna try to find the nearest thieves guild.
So I need you to roll an investigation check.
Oh no.
Can I cast enhanceability on myself
Yes,
before?
absolutely.
Yeah, and it
Hey,
would
what
be.
color should?
I'll do like fox cunning, so my investigation gets advantage.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey,
Yes.
demanding
There you
kitty.
go. Okay. 12. You
Oh, he's too cute.
meow meow.
Wait a sec.
So you managed to see somebody kind of chilling right at the corner of a building, kind of next to an alleyway. You're not sure if it's someone who's a member of a thieves guild or something, but he looks kind of shady. So
Okay.
maybe you're not
Great.
quite sure, but maybe.
I'm gonna approach them and be like, just like kind of put myself against the building next to them and just be like, hey.
Looks over at you, and it's just a fairly young. You'd say maybe 17, 16, maybe human. Male. He's got just the barest little bit of hair on his chin. It's like maybe he spent all of his 16 or 17 years just trying to grow that little bit. Is what finally came out. Not even as much as you there, Shaggy lookalike. But no, he's just the tiniest amount, and he's kind of scrawny looking. You can definitely still see that there's still a couple pimples forming. I mean, this guy's just finally getting out of kind of the teen years of lots of pimples and greasy skin, and he's starting to get to manhood. But
Hope got over that when he was like 8.
yeah, this guy hasn't. But he's acting like he's the man as he looks down at you, and he's like,
I am wearing my battle dress, by the way, so I do look fancy.
You look very fancy in that, yes. He kind of looks over at you and he's like, you want Pipsqueak?
I have a job, and I'm looking for people to, take this job. However, it's not, above board, so to speak, hasn't been approved
What are you, a
by
narc?
anybody. No, I'm trying to pay people to take a job. Do you know where I might hire some people willing to do things that aren't always above board?
How much money you got on you?
More than enough to hire, for the job I have.
I don't know. My services are top notch, So,
Ray's gonna
What
cast.
services?
Ray's gonna cast Gust. To make like the wind around her just kind of blow a little bit, and she's gonna be like, now, no need for violence. Just looking for a good place to get a drink. Do you know of such a place?
You're too young to drink.
Yeah, you
a drink, huh?
Mm-hmm.
you do not know how
He
to.
pulls out a flask, takes a swig, and he says, and he kind of reaches it over towards you. You reach for it.
No, she's gonna be like, I don't want your I'm trying to think of a good way, because she's done this before, but I
Clearly not.
haven't. Well, I haven't as a player.
As you
No,
are
she's
not doing well.
she's gonna decline. It's like, no, it's more I don't
Civilized.
know, civilized way of drinking. Bit of a germaphobe. Don't want to drink out of the same container as you.
What, I'm not good enough?
Exactly. Now
Correct.
you understand.
Hmm.
She's gonna try to intimidate him a little bit with gust and.
Okay, roll an intimidation.
That's an investigation.
No, that was from before.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what am I looking at?
Fuck.
Okay.
8.
No. No.
That's fine. I'll just kill him if I have to.
So
I thought we weren't allowed to have any chaotic evil characters.
he looks at you.
I was joking.
He looks at you and he kind of giggles a little bit. Like, you're kind of funny, kid. So what is it you really want?
I'll get straight to the point. I'm looking for the nearest thieves guild. If you could point me in that direction, I can make it worth your while. And I'll discreetly grab a couple of like gold, and start playing with it with my fingers.
All right.
Maybe have Gust have a few of them like go in a circle in front of her.
Okay.
You're putting way too much effort into this.
I need the thieves guild.
Make a Dex acrobatics check. Okay. As you are moving the coins around, kind of in your hands like that a little bit. His hand darts out so quickly that before you can react and pull your hand back, he has snatched the coins off your hand, got them in his. He flips them up one at a time, catches them. All right. You make me laugh a little bit, so sure. Points down the alley. He says, if you deserve the Thieves Guild, you'll know what to look for. Left-hand wall.
Oh, shit.
Ha
Reya's gonna go because she's been to a Thieves Guild before, even though she doesn't know thieves can't. And is gonna look for anything similar to when she was running with the Ram Runners.
Okay.
Except, doesn't each guild use their own?
Give me
I don't know.
Give me a perception check.
16.
Hey, that's
Good.
fair.
Good.
Finally,
Alright,
a somewhat decent roll.
You notice two things. As you walk down the alleyway and look on that left-hand wall, you notice on the wall what look kind of like just dirt smudges, but one of them is actually kind of in a pattern. One that you've seen before. It looks like kind of a wavy line.
Oh no, it's the path, isn't it?
And you also notice...
Did we already figure that out?
You also notice kind of over your shoulder as you've kind of peripheral vision kind of glance back that way. The kid at the corner, as you walk away, he looks up, kind of up and above you towards the roof of a building, looks, points to his eyes, then kind of makes a motion like that, then looks back down and starts scanning the street again.
Does Reya know what that gesture remotely means? Can I do a history check to see if I've seen it before?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
12.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not exactly sure. You're pretty sure it's thieves' can't. You never actually learned it, but you picked up
Thieves can't what? I thought they could do anything.
exactly. But you did pick up that a couple things, and that the pointing to the eyes had something to do with like watch or look. You're not sure what that meant, but you know like watch or look.
Hmm. Okay. Um, so I know we haven't talked about this, but would this entrance be somewhat similar to the entrance she had like to do before to get into the Thieves Guild?
Again, like,
You're not
isn't
sure.
everyone different?
You you
That's why
don't
I'm
know, and
asking if
you're
it's
yeah.
similar.
You don't know, and you're not there. And that's the same answer to you is you are not sure. You can look and try to see if it's similar.
All right, yeah, I will look, and I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to do what I would do if like I was in front of like the secret base for the Ram Runners.
Yeah, for the Ram Rounders. Um, and you you find that surprisingly there does seem to be some similarity because as what you would do is seeing the Ram Runners symbol somewhere is you would immediately look around the area for some kind of obstruction
Mhm.
that looks like it can't be moved, but is but is somehow can be. And what you noticed almost immediately is that near that smudge, along the walls of this alley, there are some there's some trash and stuff like that, but there's also what looks like a couple large crates stacked up on one another, and right next and they're kind of that symbol
Mhm.
is like just on the other side of them on the wall, so that you know you'd have to actually come down the alleyway and look on the wall. So as you're looking at the left hand wall, these crates are to your left of the symbol as
Okay.
you're looking at it. And you notice that one of those crates, the one closest to it, it's fairly big, looks really heavy and really sturdy, and you just like, I wonder if I can move this, and you try to push on it, and just using one hand seems
Yes.
to slide back just enough away from the wall for a relatively skinny person to be able to slip between it and the wall. And as you look between it and the wall, there is a like missing bricks,
Mhm.
so that there's an opening going into this building.
All right, so Ray is either gonna get the job or is gonna die. Ray is gonna enter.
Okay. And as you jump into that hole, the slams right back behind you.
Okay.
You are now in complete darkness.
Um, I was in darkness. Can I cast dancing lights?
There,
Yeah,
you,
cast
you
dancing lights.
you now have plenty of light around you, and as everything lights up, you see that you are in a fairly decent sized room. And at the edges of this room, which is maybe 20 by 20, there's a doorway in each one of the walls, one straight ahead of you, one to your right, one to your left. And
Mhm.
standing in each of the doorway, kind of just out of the range of the light, so still in shadow, you can kind of see the silhouette of a figure and the glint of the tips of crossbow bolts as each one of them is aiming a crossbow at you. and you hear one speak. It says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
Hi, my name is Reya. I'm here to offer a job to you wonderful folk.
Job, huh? What kind
Yeah,
of
it's
job?
it's a, it's a rather simple one. Um, I don't know if you saw. I don't want to get too much. Trying to think. I'm gonna type it because I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
All I know is if you're trying to hire them to steal the bones before weekend, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't think
Because that
that's it.
goes against everything we were trying to work on.
I don't think
Well,
it's.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
I think it's something different. I thought she would have just said it aloud.
Not no no.
No, it's
I
gotta be a surprise.
she would say that.
Okay. Really? Any?
I'd like to cover the town. What was that?
Blood or bullion?
What is bullion? I'm confused. I'm
How are
confused. What
you
do you
gonna
mean?
pay us?
With gold, of course. Um, First, how much do you think such a job would require?
never leave it up to them to make the price.
I'm leaving it up to them. It's fine.
With the task you set forth, that's a lot expensive.
Yes, I know. I was
Let's
thinking.
say
Mm, I was thinking more around 500 personally. It's only half of what they're asking, you know.
That is more than half.
Less,
then I'll get
less
you
than
half.
half.
Then I'll get you half of what you ask for.
Okay, but spread it out. Rhea would pull out a bag which she would have already had broken up into hundreds because she knew she'd have to negotiate. So she'll pull out 5 bags, each containing 100 gold, and she'll open up one of the bags so they can see inside.
2 crossbow bolts, one from the left and one from the right, are still trained on you. The one in the center, where the voice has been coming from, walks out of the shadows into the light as you see a dwarf. He strolls up to the bag, picks one up, doesn't even bother with the one you open, just takes the one, kind of shakes it a little bit, feels the weight, then grabs the rest of them, pulls out a dagger, cuts a curved, snaking line into his hand, holds it out to you.
Don't join
All right. Rhea will try to recreate that, and will grab one of her daggers and do the same thing she saw him do, and go to shake his hand.
He shakes your hand. Have a deal. Consider it done.
Wonderful.
Get out. And you hear, and light suddenly comes back through that hole as somehow that crate moved again. Opened back up.
Okay. Reya is gonna start turn around and start to leave, and she'll be like, "Just remember, Ayer treats everyone greatly," and walks away.
And as soon as you get out through the hole into the alleyway again, you see the skinny kid who's standing at the corner. He's kind of got his head half turned. He's watching you a little bit. And then as you move away from the crate, kind of catch just a flash of your eye, some movement. And you see a gnome who just kind of darts out from behind the crates, pushes the other crate that had moved back into position, and then almost, you've never seen a gnome do this before, but almost with like elven-like dexterity, bounds up the other crates that are stacked 3 high onto the top one, and then from there onto the roof. It's onto the roof, looks down towards the skinny guy at the corner, makes a quick hand gesture, and then kind of disappears over the roof line so you can't see him.
Did that gnome come near me at all?
Close enough that if he had wanted to stab you, it probably would have found its mark pretty quickly.
I care more about my gold. I would check to make sure that feel that I still have the bags.
Yeah, you don't feel anything missing.
Okay. Yeah, I would start to leave.
Okay.
And head back to the inn.
All right, so you head back, and your search for trying to find someone took a little while and everything, and so by the time you get back to the inn and everything, you spend a good 4 hours out there, so it's like 6 o'clock, almost 6:30 now, which is about the time that Jacob gets back to the inn, and probably not too much after when Diana and Oak return.
Did you see what I sent you?
Which thing? Oh, Discord. Hold on. Very pretty. So that's Diana's and then Jacob's?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Jacob gets to be Doctor Strange.
Yes. Minus the cape. You need the cape.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, that perfectly
And then,
acceptable.
the dress she would wear to meet the owner of the manor the first time isn't going to be nearly that detailed.
Okay.
It's going to still look nice in that same fashion, but not nearly.
Okay. But not as quite as decked out. Okay. So you are all back at the inn. It is once again kind of it's like the early evening. Is there anything else you guys wish to do this evening before you head to bed?
I mean, Diana's going to ask where the fuck Ray has been all day.
Oak is going to practice embroidering Diana's kingdom symbol, whatever, into a piece of cloth.
Okay.
Ray's gonna say she was playing with Nightmare and training Nightmare how to wield a dagger.
And find it shocking when Diana instantly doesn't believe her.
Well, you'll have to roll for it.
I can try.
Well,
Insight.
Do I
Would it
need to
insight
roll?
or investigation?
It'd be insight.
it'd be insight. It's your insight.
Should I
which
roll
is
my
your
deception then?
Yes.
14.
24.
Yeah, you know I'm lying.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know I'm lying.
You're like, no. No.
No.
You have the whole thing with your
you must as you
Yeah,
get
that's
advantage.
why.
Yep, that's
Because
why-
you can pick up on people's heartbeats and their emotions.
Yeah, and their pheromones. The different pheromones that are released.
So Diana's just gonna look at her and go, "You want to try again?"
I, had some things I needed to get done.
What
Such
kind of
as-
things?
Because
Don't
we've
worry.
all been trying to come up with a plan to get the Knuckles.
I
Where have you
like
been?
I like this image that Diana is interrogating Reya. Oak is sitting in the corner just like embroidering. And Jacob's just somewhere reading. Or something.
Actually, I would like to identify the tablet.
Exactly, he's reading.
Okay.
Do we have a plan? Because like
I
I
don't
was
know.
starting
You
to
weren't
I was-
here all day
I was
or
starting to
last
form a
night when we
plan.
were trying to figure things out. So
Oh, here,
I
hold on,
forgot
hold
to
on,
thinking
one,
about it.
hold on 1 second. So, Jacob, you're gonna like use the identify spell.
Yes, I'm going to use the
Okay.
identify spell.
It doesn't appear to be magic at all, but the writing, if you could call it such, is very, very odd. Because I mean, it's stone. It's carved into this in stone, and there's areas of it that are worn away. Some things are hard to read, and it's not really in a language, at least that you can tell. It's not like arcane language or anything like that, but it's old. Definitely some kind of old language, and the little bit that you are able to kind of decipher from this, more based on kind of the format that it is that this is some kind of account of something. This is an informational thing. Someone made a record of something in stone, and it has survived this long, but it is definitely seen time taking.
All right. We'll just kind of keep it and put it back away for now. So, plan.
yeah, we
While you guys are
were all
doing that,
coming
I'll
up
be
with
right
one.
back, okay? So you guys can.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, Diana's gonna look at Reya and go, "Well, we," while gesturing to herself, Jacob, and Oak, were actually trying to come up with something, but you were conveniently missing all
I mean,
day and
I
all of
was-
last night.
I was thinking of it too. I was kind of
Uh-huh.
meditating.
You don't meditate.
You don't.
Do too.
You don't.
Sometimes I do.
You don't. Not once since we've met each other have you meditated.
Well, it's not your traditional meditating, okay? It looks a little different, so you probably just don't realize.
Does
Uh,
How
it look
about
like
you
sleeping?
stop lying?
Did some things that need to be done, and
Reya, let me put it this way for you. We're supposed to be able to work together and trust each other, but if you're constantly running off, not telling us what you're doing or where you're going, and then expecting us to tell you what you're supposed to be doing in regards to something that Jacob and I only joined to help you people in the first place, doesn't exactly put up any parameters for us to trust you or tell you anything in turn.
well, I mean, I've been thinking of a plan myself.
Okay, what's your plan?
All right, so my plan has a couple of stages. All right, it's 2 stages. One of the stages has some parts. So, first off, I was thinking we're probably going to need a distraction. And I was like, who could
We
hold
already
a...
have that covered.
What?
We've already come up with a plan, Reya. If you were actually here and you actually spoke to us, you would have known that.
Oh, well, what's your plan?
That's where this issue comes into play, Reya. You want us to not treat you like a kid. You've said that multiple times. But you're not actually doing anything aside from having us to have to tell you how to do everything. You weren't here for any of the discussions. You weren't here for any of the ideas that we tossed around. You weren't here to tell us anything. You disappeared without letting anybody know where you were going. And now you're trying to be secretive. You're trying to lie to us when we're supposed to trying to trust you.
Well, some people have things they don't want to talk about.
Yeah, but that's different than deliberately keeping a secret from people.
And none of you have kept secrets?
Reya, if we're supposed to be able to trust you on what we need to do or help you at all to begin with, lying and sneaking around is not how you do it. Especially if you want us to respect you.
I was out, and that's all you need to know.
Doing what?
Doesn't
Clearly that was
matter
more
to you.
important than what we need to get done. What was it that you said? Oh, stone that destroys the entire world with a snap?
Yeah, basically.
That whatever you were doing is more important than trying to prevent that?
No, that's still the goal, but that's not for a few days.
Why weren't you here talking to us?
Yeah,
to try
but a
and
few
plan it?
days, these few days we need to spend planning and getting ready for the one day so that we can actually get the thing we need to get the other thing.
It's very convoluted.
Planning too.
Except you weren't here. You lied to us when we asked the first time and I had to call you out on it. And then you won't tell us where you were. That's apparently more important.
I never said it was more important. It's just a
And why
different
weren't
thing.
you here?
Why weren't you here? I mean, I woke up and you weren't here.
Because we were out doing things. We were out.
We came up with the plan last night. We took care of the shopping we needed to do today. We already figured everything out. What you were conveniently missing.
I tried to,
Then why weren't you here, Reya? Why didn't you tell us anything? We're supposed to be able to trust you, and you're doing nothing to give us anything. Oak knows you well enough. He doesn't need a reason to. Jacob and I barely know you. The only thing about you that we know is you blow up things, your name is Reya, and you're a halfling.
I was doing things for my deity.
Okay.
Like what? If it's something that's that important to you, you need to tell us so we can maybe try to help you.
Or let us know that you're going somewhere. You don't have to tell us what you're doing. Just let us know that you're going to be somewhere else.
Honestly, I'm perfectly
we
fine
have to
with
trust you, but we
Giant.
can't do that if you don't tell us anything.
I can't tell you everything I'm doing.
That's fine.
Okay,
I'm
but
not
at
hearing
least tell
everything.
us where you're going, what it's about, so we know you're alive, first off.
I was spreading the love of my deity.
Okay. That's fine. That's a perfect
Then
answer.
fucking tell us that!
Well, I just did.
Well, congratulations, a day and a half later. And don't lie to me again when I ask you something. Clearly you know you can't.
I mean, I can. I just don't know if I'll get away with it.
We're
I've tried
supposed to be
really
able
hard.
to trust you, Reya, which means you need to be honest with us. Jacob and I put our entire life on hold to help you guys.
And you also hit me with an ice cube.
Wasn't on purpose. Okay, I can't swim. I panicked.
And you froze me that one time.
That
Yeah,
again,
and you feel
that
trim.
was
So,
an accident.
anyways,
And you wouldn't
Not to
stop.
mention, you blew up Prim.
Wait, did I?
Yes, you blew up Prim.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't realize I blew up him.
fine,
Not to
the
mention,
fact
you
that it
shot a
happened,
fireball at Galder. So, if anything, we're even.
I never shot a fireball at Galder. If
You
anything, it was a fire bolt. I will have you know that's a very big difference in the magic community.
A firebolt at Galder that I had to deflect. Either
Well,
way, at this
Okay,
point,
don't get
we're
me wrong.
even.
Firebolts can be strong enough to take out a giant zombified.
Well, Galder, said, "Oh, can I roll on my table now?" because Reya just thought of the name in her head because she was
No.
reflecting
If
on the
Reya tried to do
conversation.
anything because of where the conversation was going, all of us would have known it. At this point, and Diana would just look at it and go, "No, Reya, regardless of your family history,
Uh-oh. Wrong words.
it's the fact of the matter that if you want us to respect you and work with you,
Ray's gonna take a few steps back. What family history? I don't know what you're talking about.
And now it becomes relevant, Diana.
That was very fast.
Oak can go, I don't want to hear it.
I mean, Oak's kind of got a point. It did happen really fast. Should
Oak is
I?
your-
And Diana's gonna think about it for a second and go, look, you're not the only one with family issues and nobility lines. I
Ray is
get it.
inching towards the door.
Can Diana freeze the door?
Oh God.
Roll an attack roll. Magic attack roll.
What? I don't know how.
Just
1d20
roll your
plus
d20, add your
one-
spell attack modifier.
Yep.
I don't know what my modifier is. I think it's 2.
It's right on your sheet. If you look.
Whenever you go to your
It's
spells,
definitely more than 2.
Yeah.
It's probably like 6.
It's usually like
around
5.
that.
Probably 5 or 6.
Where?
Okay.
Spell.
Look at your sheet.
Uh-huh.
On the right hand side of your sheet, there's where all that stuff is. One of the things says spells. See what's
Uh-huh.
up? Click on that, and then right underneath that,
Oh, spell attack. Okay.
plus 5.
Ah, not that many 5s. I
55.
just want to freeze the door because we need to talk about this. If
Oh,
nothing
no.
else, just freeze the lock.
Well, we'll find out how much
Yeah,
of the
Oak could always just pick up Reya and hold her in a
Let's go
death
with
hug.
that.
Well, you already said you were gonna freeze the door, so roll your
Let's
attack.
go with our picking her up because she's not gonna.
Hey,
No.
I see your
no,
little
no,
mark
no,
on your
no,
forearm.
No,
no.
DM's making the call. You said that's your.
Yeah,
your
roll
it's
attack.
an instant reaction.
Can she freeze the lock to make it not obvious?
You can try. You still have to make that attack roll.
It's a d20 plus 5.
D20 plus 5.
I don't know if I put this in right.
You did.
No.
You did. It's not hard to hit a door.
Yeah.
Doesn't
We've
have
proven
a
that
high-
several times.
It does
Yeah,
not
she
have
just
a high
wants to
armor
freeze
class.
the lock.
Yeah, it's a stationary object. You hit it. All you had to do is get a 10.
Okay.
So you hit it and freeze it, and so right now the lock is, the door knob it's frozen shut.
And Diana's instantly gonna go, I probably should have thought that through first.
Does Rhea see this happen?
She sees Diana's hand go out, and then all of a sudden something happened, but you don't.
She
see
doesn't know
the-
what.
You don't. You didn't see
Yeah,
the effect.
I would look around to see what happened.
And Diana's like, I probably should have thought that through first.
Perception check.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
You,
Oh, God.
You notice that the door has right on the knob has a bunch of ice crystals around it.
All right. So I think this is just, the logical thing that Ray would do. Ray is
Oh no!
gonna run for the door and cast Firebolt on the doorknob.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. It's not at me. I don't care.
Roll your attack roll.
Oak is gonna tackle Reya.
Oh God.
Okay, if this is all happening, then I need anyone who's wanting to do something. Hold on one second.
I did.
Actually
I'm
have-
done.
You're actually gonna have to roll initiative once I clear it off, so we can figure out who
Oh.
goes when.
Do I need to roll again?
No.
What was your roll? Where were we
15.
at?
15.
15? No, I can add you on there.
All right. Do I still get my Firebolt off?
Well, here, actually, roll again so you jump on there and I'll adjust your number.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you will on your turn.
Diana's gonna inch over to Jacob and go, I really
Okay.
should have thought that through first. Why didn't you stop me?
So, Oak, I need you to make just an unarmed attack roll, an unarmed strike to try to grab Reya.
Guys, my dog is like growling in his sleep.
It happens.
Puppy.
I did not expect this. My
That
bad.
is not get
That-
Reya's armor class, so you are not able
I
to
don't.
grab her.
Ooh, hold on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you rolled a
I
3
see
on
that.
the dice. So you
Yikes.
you try to kind of tackle Reya and you miss. Reya, roll your attack roll for your firebolt.
You know,
I didn't give Ray advantage, so.
And you
don't worry, I'm
oh
probably
Jacob,
not
God.
gonna need it.
Jacob's
Jacob's
before
in yours.
you.
Yeah,
No, I'll after this.
yeah. I'm just moving up so you're okay. So roll your attack roll 19. Yeah, you hit the door and you blast the doorknob. You blast a chunk like this right around where the doorknob is out of the door.
Nice.
Door's
The
open
moment-
now. Well, I mean it's not open, but it's not held shut anymore.
Alright, Reya's gonna go run through the door.
Okay. So-
She's only got a movement speed of 25, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Oak will be able to
And
catch her
Diane
real
is just
quick.
gonna be
So-
standing there going, I told you she'd run away!
So Oak, your turn.
You did.
Oh.
You raised the door, and you were like interrogating her.
Diana didn't think. I'll fully admit that. She didn't think before freezing it.
Oak is gonna run after Reya, and he's gonna try and tackle her again.
Okay. Another unarmed strike. Okay, that'll definitely hit.
How about
Reya.
that?
I'm gonna cast Air Shield,
God damn it!
Okay. And so what's your
which
AC?
puts me at 21 AC.
What the hell?
Yep.
Yep. And Oak, you take 5 fire damage. wait. I think it's 5.
I
Might
believe
be
it's 5 fire
more.
damage.
Double check it.
Yeah, 1 second, Oak. When you cast a spell, it deals damage. You can add to 1. It's not a damage roll, so no.
I told you she'd run away.
So 5 fire damage
Shut
to Oak.
Oak takes 5 fire damage as you bounce off the shield. Okay. And Jacob, you're up.
Bullshit.
I told you she'd run!
Goodness, what am I gonna?
I
Goodness,
told
goodness,
you!
goodness, what am I gonna do?
Nobody listens to the fox. Ever.
Yeah, you're the one that caused this, so
You tried to trap
Okay,
her
you know
in
what?
a
To be
room.
fair, I did listen, and we just all panicked.
He's going to follow out behind them. He's gonna kind of be next to Reya.
Diana's just standing here like, I don't know anymore. I'm going back under the table.
And just
Solid
gonna
plan.
quickly, hey, it's all good.
All he's gonna get in reply is a fox screech. Cause anxiety.
No, he's out of the room. He has walked over to where Reya is.
Isn't she running?
Yeah, you'd have to run.
Well, it's the movement.
Yeah.
Regardless of walking or running, it's getting there. It's alright. That can be it for the night. Yuno can go into the other room.
Yeah,
That's
Reya's
gonna be
not
his turn. He's not
responding.
gonna do anything.
Okay. So that's Jacob's turn. Reya.
Alright, Reya's gonna cast haste on herself.
God damn it.
Yeah, and then she's gonna run like 100 feet away.
Doesn't give you that much movement.
It doubles your movement, and I'm gonna spend my extra action to dash.
Okay. So that would do it.
Yeah.
That'll give you 100 feet. So
Freya's gone.
that is gonna take you the rest of the way down the hall, out the front door of the inn by about a good 20 feet.
Later, Oak. And rest.
Oak doesn't bother following.
And Diana's just sitting under the table, like, gnawing at her tail at this point.
And we are out
But
of
she's in her
initiative.
fox form, so good luck talking to her.
So, each of you is getting a point of inspiration. Reya, I'm
What
actually
am I
going to
at
give
now?
you.
5 or 6?
That's up to you to keep track of that.
I think it was.
And Reya, I'm actually giving you 2. Because that was very much in character for Reya.
Yeah, I think I'm at like 5.
Yeah.
This puts me at 4.
Yeah.
6.
3.
But yeah, Diana at this point is now in her fox form, curled up in a ball in the far corner as much as she can get, under a table, just essentially chewing her own tail at this point.
Good for her.
I was
Guys,
assuming Jacob and Oka are both walking back into the room.
Oka's gonna crawl underneath the bed and die inside.
Alright, cool, so it's just me.
tiny little fox screeches of anxiety.
Come here, Diana.
More screeching. Sad
And then
screeching.
Oak realizes he's in Jacob and Diana's room, and he's just like, "Whoa, nope, bye." And he gets out and goes in the other room.
Diana,
Sad screeching.
that was incredibly dumb.
Sad whining. Congratulations, the fox is now crying.
Oh no!
Have you ever heard a fox cry
I
before?
understand
It
why.
doesn't sound nice.
I have a question. What does the fox?
Ah!
I'm sorry, I had to.
But Jacob's going to walk over to the side and just kind of look down, blind, take off the his blindfold.
Aww.
I understand why. It's very stressful, and you are already stressed out. So, come here. Let's rest and just relax for tomorrow.
You're probably gonna have to like physically pick her up. She's not
He's
gonna move
walking.
from around that table leg.
Like he's sitting there and actively like see because her friend is gone, and put his hand out towards her.
Don't do that to her heartstrings. She doesn't like it when he's blind. At that point, she'll like kind of peek from under the table to try and figure out where Hrim is. And upon realizing Hrim is either hiding and or gone, she's just gonna look up to Jacob with just the most "how dare you" expression, even though he can't see it, before finally just like headbutting him and crawling around his shoulders.
All right. And he will sit in the bed and recollect on how we probably just mentally scarred a child. Years more than
We're
they
good
were.
at that, aren't we?
Look, okay, Diana's stressed.
We haven't
She didn't
killed
really
any
think
children
about
yet.
her
No, he's not
phrasing.
saying it to anyone. He's just
But look
Yeah,
at
we
it this
did
way, it's progress. Reya didn't shoot Diana specifically. That's progress.
yeah, I guess so.
Because none of us said Oathbreaker.
Still.
Oh,
she
the other
didn't
things
shoot
we know.
Diana. That's what matters.
All right. So,
Because I fully expected her to.
anything else you would like to do before?
Sad screeching.
No.
Reya?
Yeah.
No.
Anything you are doing?
So
I
so
guess
what
finding
Reya
a place to sleep.
is gonna do is going to continue running until she's literally out of the town
Okay.
with haste on. Can I use both actions to dash?
You don't have
Well,
them
no,
anymore.
you have a movement and you have an
Yeah.
action. So
Yeah, but haste
even though
lasts
you're
an hour.
right,
I just want this little halfling to just be like zipping through the
The Flash.
yeah, pretty much.
Flash. Yeah, so she'll run out of town, kind of like go into the woods.
And actually, haste lasts 1 minute, not an hour.
1 minute? Oh, it's not an hour? Oh, never mind.
That's 10 rounds of
That's still 10
what, 100
rounds.
feet?
That's 10 rounds of you moving 100 feet each round, so that's 1,000 feet you can move. That's not gonna get you out of the town.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
she'll
This is
continue
a
running
major city.
after
This is
haste. Until she finally gets out of the town. And she's gonna like look for a very secluded spot, like in nearby woods. And then she's going to draw a symbol on the ground with her dagger, like engraven into the dirt. And then she's gonna curl up into a ball on top of the symbol and go to sleep.
Okay.
I guess we're doing the heights without Reya.
All right, so night passes. You all wake up in the morning. 2 days left until the massacre. And Reya is not in the room with you, Oak. Don't know if she ever came back and left or what. Her stuff is still, her extra stuff is still there.
Isn't Nightmare with Oak?
Nightmare, yeah, is still in the room.
Yeah, I would have left Nightmare.
Nightmare's still in the room.
Oak is cuddling with Nightmare underneath the bed.
Aww.
And Nightmare's enjoying it. I mean, dog.
We love that party drama.
I'll fully admit, I
And-
didn't think about the way I
and-
phrased it.
And Diana and Jacob, you wake up in your room. Reya, you wake up where you went to sleep, out on top of a carved symbol of air, out in kind of the forests, the wilderness, I should say, near the outside of the capital city. What are you guys all doing this morning with Oak?
Well, Oak is gonna get up. He's going to bring Nightmare with him wherever he goes because Nightmare is Reya's dog and he doesn't want anything to happen to Nightmare. And since he made a commitment to go to work, he's going to go to work after he's eaten breakfast. And he's gonna go to that tailor shop and do tailor things.
So, how long are you going to work at the tailor shop today? Another hours?
Yeah, he'll
We're gonna-
work until around noon and run like 2 maybe, and then he'll go back to the inn and work on that embroidery some
Okay.
more.
So I will need, let's go with 5. 5 sewing kit checks. Now, we'll get to that, Reya. Alright.
Ooh.
Okay,
That sewing kit does not like you.
good to know. Alright.
No.
Did you add the? Yeah, you got the set. Okay. Alright, so that's what you're planning on doing for the day. Diana, what are your plans for the day?
That requires convincing her to leave her fox form. Cause as it stands, she caused Reya to run out of the room. She's panicked. Her own anxiety is through the roof because she has to play the role of a princess that she hasn't done since she was a kid. She doesn't know how long Jacob's gonna keep Hrim poofed just to make sure she doesn't run off.
No, he.
And then Oak isn't in his room when she pokes her head in to check, so she's curled around the table leg again.
So Jacob.
Because she feels horrible.
Jacob would get Diana off the table leg.
That's probably gonna take a good 10 minutes because good luck.
He'll do it as long as he needs to. He's not
If
gonna
Oak was there, you could use speak with animals, but he's not.
No. Hrim is back and stuff like that, just to kind of add
I
company.
have a question. Would Hrim be able to talk to Diana since she's technically a fey creature while she's in her fox form? No? Okay. I was just curious.
But he helps down and provides company as well. Yeah, no, his intention is going to go making sure Diana's good, as Oak is not there. Reya obviously isn't there.
Limp fox slinky, that's what you have.
Eventually, he'll try to convince her to come back to regular Diana.
I hate to do this. I'm actually curious. Because of how guilty she feels over Reya, you would have to legitimately persuade her to turn back to her normal form.
Oh, no, I get it. And he's got it all persuasion. So it's up to you, based off of how you feel it would go.
I just don't know. How do I tell how high he needs to roll?
Remember you have advantage.
I know. That's what I'm thinking about.
How... I forget how to tell, like, how high does he need to roll?
Just tell me this. How, on a scale of easy, difficult, hard, really hard, almost impossible, impossible, what would you put it at?
Thinking over everything that's eating at her and what happened. Personally, for me, I would say at least a 15 or higher.
Well, I'm just saying, what out of the scale I gave
you? I don't know. Probably pretty hard. Not impossible, but it's gonna be... it's
really hard. Okay. Go ahead.
Not really hard, but hard.
Okay, hard.
Right, here we go.
Roll with advantage.
Ha! 19.
Yeah, you
technically a nat 20.
You got it.
Okay, so after managing to get Diana back to her normal form, he now has to deal with her sitting on the bed, legitimately crying out of guilt.
No, he basically just moved them both into laying down. And just... Yep, totally.
Why? All of you, I swear to God!
The best time to do it is while the person is crying their eyes out of guilt.
At some point during her sobbing, though, all Jacob's gonna hear from her between sobbing, crying about Reya, feeling guilty, saying she's sorry, she doesn't know what to do, somewhere in the middle of all of that, there's gonna be a tiny sliver of, and I still need to go pick up the dress.
We'll go together later on tonight, alright?
You said it'd be done today.
I know. She said later tonight, didn't she?
He.
Alright, that's fine. We'll get up before then. And literally is...
Although she is going to look at Jacob and go, can you send Hrim to find her?
I'll do my best, if that's what you prefer.
And can she use, no, it's too much of a bustling city. She wouldn't get that role. Because she wants to try and sniff Reya out, but because of how big the city is and how bustling it is, I don't know if she could keep track of Reya's scent.
It's kind of hard to do because there's so many smells.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can do that.
Knowing Reya, she probably ran as far as she could get, so she's probably outside of the city, knowing her.
Depends. I feel like she would have started to make her walk back into the city somewhere. I'll send Rim out, and Rim will. I don't know if there's a window.
Okay, yeah.
He
there
just
is.
goes out, and he's going to just journey. He'll go out of range and come back in range if he ever finds her anywhere.
Okay.
To
So
ping me.
what I need is from Oak and Jacob. I need perception checks, please.
19.
18. Okay.
Oak has also taken Nightmare with him to work.
Yep. So
Just don't pee on the dresses.
Bring your friend's dog to work day.
Exactly.
And as you are walking out in the streets, and Jacob, as Hrim soars into the skies, both of you notice that there's a symbol that seems to be showing up every once in a while, like on the front of buildings that wasn't there before.
Oh.
You see symbols that you recognize that Reya seems to like to draw, and she calls a symbol of air. It's not every single building, not everywhere, but there's quite a few of them, and they seem to be kind of spaced out, kind of, every like maybe fifth or sixth building, throughout the city.
Jacob audibly just goes, "Oh my gods!" All right.
Do I even want to know?
He can't hear you.
Jacob can't hear me, even though they're right next to each other?
If he's going through Frim's eyes, his eyes and ears are connected to him. He can't see anything.
He's blind and deaf right now. In his body is.
Woo!
Yeah, but
he could still stalk.
Yeah, one reason that you actually notice these is you see some people like out in front of their shops, like trying to like scrub off this, this paint that's been used to paint this symbol, trying to get rid of it, and some are having success, others are not, but I mean, it's.
I think I learned that.
Definitely some pissed off shop workers.
I definitely think we learned what she meant by spreading the love of her deity.
I'm just waiting to know when she can actually talk to Jacob again.
After like a few moments of looking around, he'll come out of the eyes.
She's like, do I even want to know?
I mean, it's just more or less paint on almost every single building in the entire city.
Did she hire someone to do all that?
I mean, I don't know if she did or didn't.
Let's put it into perspective. Tiny little halfling girl, do you really think she could have done all that by herself?
I mean, we've seen her do some pretty incredible things.
Hand paint shit all over the city?
Well, maybe not. I mean, she could have done it all night. I don't know. We don't know.
I need a drink.
Well, you can.
I'm too sober for this.
Get something to drink. Come back in here, all right?
So.
If he leaves her to go get drinks by herself, when she comes back up, she's gonna be sloshed.
So, Reya, you've woken up outside. What are you doing?
Reya's just gonna be looking at the sky, laying on the ground.
Okay.
And that's about it.
All right. As you're laying there, looking at the sky, clouds going by, kind of like
One of them should look like a bunny.
that one looks. That one looks kind of like a cool. That one looks like shoe.
I don't think Reya would be paying attention to the clouds right now.
I'm
I think
just,
she's like just kind of staring
she
at the
might not be
sky.
paying
Oh, she
attention, but
disassociated.
these are just going right past her head. You know, she
Yeah.
might not be looking at them, but that's. I'm just telling you what's there.
Okay.
And about maybe an hour after you have been woken up and lying there, Jacob, Grim has been making wider and wider circles, eventually leading him to actually go outside the city wall, further and further out. And eventually, you spot through his eyes. Well, actually, as he comes back into range, communicates to you that, hey, out this direction, I saw this really large symbol on the ground with a halfling sleeping on it, or at least laying on it. Reya.
All right. And Jacob's actually just gonna say it aloud. Okay. Uh, so Reya's still outside of the city.
Please keep an eye on her. Drunk Diana ramblings.
Just
She's so small. She could get hurt. A lion could get her. We're not there to keep an eye on her. What if she burns the forest down? I should probably go get her.
and he just puts a finger. Just give it a second.
Yeah, kiss her again while she's sloshed. See how that works?
Man, it's almost
That's like
as
the
if
only
it's a
time he's
padlock.
gonna do it.
Haha.
Just when she's drunk.
Yep.
She'll never know.
Maybe she'll remember this time. You never know.
He goes and all right. So kind of go down a little bit, see, perceive how she's going to react, and if it's not something that she wants, just come back.
Okay. So he takes off again. Heads out that way. Now, Ray, as you're laying out there, if you noticed, you would have seen a familiar snowy owl fly past overhead, probably a good 60 or so feet up in the air, and flies away. And a little while later, he you again, if you bother to notice, you would see him come back, and he kind of slowly comes down, alights on the grass next to you. Doesn't approach, doesn't say anything. He's probably about a good 10 feet away from you, but he just stands there for a little bit.
You can talk.
Well, I mean, I could, but this is just a question.
Fair enough.
All right. Boom. Yeah, she's gonna ignore the bird.
Okay,
One out of 100.
it's a something.
That's a reason.
It's a something.
All right.
And while you're ignoring the bird, more clouds are slowly drifting by. Yeah, this one, if you cared to look, would look like a bunny.
Bun bun.
That one. Maybe actually that one's kind of a pirate ship. That one.
Hmm.
Should I roll perception to see if I notice?
Yep.
Would it be with disadvantage since she's disassociated?
No, this is just. I mean, she's looking straight up in
She
the
gets a
sky.
6 anyway.
Damn.
It's a 6.
Wow,
So
they do
you-
not like you
Grim
today.
You don't notice it, but
That's probably good.
It passes by overhead.
Does Hrim notice?
Oh, roll his perception.
14.
Yep, he's got advantage,
Be out
on it,
here.
which is useful. Yes, he does see that, but
He'll just
it doesn't look like a silver sword to him. Just like a cloud in the general shape of a sword.
what a nice cloud. Nothing
In
superficial
actuality,
about
to him, some of those clouds like a field mouse, squirrel.
that one looks like Mama Hrim.
Mama Harim.
Yum. That one looks like dinner.
And his children.
All right, so Oak, you spent the rest of the day, or up until about 2 or so, at doing some sewing practice, and then you wanted to head back after that and work on the embroidery.
Yeah.
When you get back, you get to deal with a drunk crying Diana.
When he gets back, Oak sees Diana, and he's just gonna put Nightmare in her arms and just let her cuddle the puppy.
She's gonna start crying harder because it's so soft. And it's so cute.
That's
And it's so
that's
small
about right.
like Reya.
Oak, help, please. No, it's if you're busy, do that. Don't worry.
She's just
You know
so
what? You know what?
small.
Did you figure out where Reya is?
Yes. Hrim is currently sitting with her.
Okay. Can you have Rim come back so we can take me to her?
Of course.
Cool.
She's just so small.
I'll go talk to Reya.
Right, I think that is of action.
Do you know the general direction he went so that I can meet him like halfway? So I don't
He'll
have to.
point in the general direction that he's at.
Okay, Oak will go that general direction.
Someone has got to sober her up so she can go pick up the clothes. Unless, would the shopkeep have given them to Oak to take back when he was done?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I will see you when you either get back or
When I'm
tomorrow.
dead.
Either one.
She's so
One
small.
of the two.
You might want to get her a glass of
Can you
water.
please take the dog? Take the dog. I think
No!
Ray would rather.
And Diana's just gonna curl this way away from Jacob hugging Nightmare. My puppy!
And then Oak is gonna actually gently lift Nightmare out of her arms,
No!
and then he'll move Jacob, so she's cradling Jacob instead.
Oh, all right.
She's content.
There you go, buddy. Can you pat Jacob on the head?
Thanks. All right. Good luck.
Maybe she'll kiss you when you're sober this time, or when she's sober.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe, who knows?
And then he'll be like, "Come on, Nightmare," and then they'll go find Reya.
More drunken crying.
All right, so you head out in that direction with Nightmare, And eventually, by the time you had gotten back to the hotel, and then all that happened, you found out which direction Reya was, and you're heading out that way. By the time you finally get out to where Reya is, as long as Reya you have stayed there the whole time,
Yep.
um, it is probably about 5 o'clock in the evening. So you you get there. The sun is starting to get lower in the sky, but it's still pretty still nice and bright out, but getting on towards. You see
When
Reya
Oak
laying
gets
there.
there, he will encourage Nightmare to go over to Reya and just, snuggle with her. Then Oak is gonna go quickly look around, find something to eat, maybe like something small to hunt, and then he'll come back and set up a little fire, cook that, and then if she wants something to eat, he'll give something to Reya, but for now he's just gonna eat. And he's just gonna stay there quietly and just.
Nightmare needs no encouragement from you, by the way. When he sees Reya, he kind of bounds over there to you, Reya, while you're laying there, and he is just like instantly right up on you and just licking you all over.
Oh.
And then if you don't respond right away to that, you may or may not notice. Again, it depends on what Reya wants to do. But all of a sudden, he has pulled the dagger out of your sheath with his teeth, and he is holding it in front of you, and he is wagging his tail like so fast that his butt is like can't stand still. And he's just holding the dagger and looking at you, and he's obviously really happy, and just staring at you with that.
Reya will like just reach her hand over very lazily and pat him on the head.
And he just leans into it more, and he is obviously loving it.
She'll pick Nightmare up and like put Nightmare on her chest and like pat and snuggle with him.
Okay. And then you easily find some food that you were able to hunt and make a.
Chomp chomp.
So you go ahead and you sit there. Spend the remaining of the evening with Reya.
No, Oak is just gonna stay there with her.
Reya will eventually crawl and grab some of the food that Oak made and then crawl back to her spot and eat.
All right.
And Oak will make sure that Nightmare gets something to eat too.
Jacob and Diana.
She is so far gone. She has not stopped drinking. She has
Jacob would
gone.
have pulled.
She's gone through the stages of guilty crying to angry at herself, and now she's just drinking because she's already drinking and hoping if she drinks enough, everything will have just been a lucid dream.
Also, has been limiting the amount.
Good luck with that.
From his
still
position in her lap.
just no.
It's a tug of war.
All right. And so that's pretty much how you spend your evening, or is there anything else?
I'm just saying you don't need to do that too much. We have a lot that we have to do tomorrow, and I need you to be prepared for that.
Drinking makes it better, and when it's better, it's
No,
Better.
that's not. No, no. Mm-mm.
From out in the woods, Oak suddenly goes, yeah, this cough is getting bad.
But no, like she's reached a point now. This is probably a very bad example. Have any of you ever gotten so drunk you were sober?
No, I've never been drunk.
Legally can't answer that. I plead the fifth.
But like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, you become so drunk you're sober.
Yes.
That is called Tuesday. Oh wait, no. Sorry.
No, that's called a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, hey.
So essentially, that is where Diana is at. Is she is drunk enough, she's sober, and everything is fine. It's great. Nothing can go wrong. Everything is fine.
She's been drinking tequila. All right. So that's how the night goes. And morning,
Reya's gonna ask Oak a question, actually. Reya's gonna be like, so Oak, is it back to just the two of us again?
No, I'm just here to make sure you're okay.
Well, we had a party before. Then it was the two of us.
They're still there. We're not leaving you, Reya.
I would like to say Prim would still be with them.
okay.
Just
And
little.
he's just been kind of hanging out, and he actually,
He's chilling on Oak's shoulder.
yeah, he actually snagged a little bit of the meat from whatever you hunted, and was munching that down.
Dinner for small cream.
Reya will fall asleep.
All right, so morning time comes around again.
What?
This is the last day prior to the ball. Tomorrow night, it will occur.
That hangover, though.
So, what would you like to What would you like to accomplish?
Oh, they're way too far away for you to use your little who's it, what's it, huh? Once Diana.
As soon as Oak wakes up, he's gonna pick up Reya, get Nightmare awake, and he's gonna head back into town to the apple cart.
Okay. All right.
They're on their way back.
Yeah.
Diana has taken Jacob's cloak and is hiding under the hood because all forms of light hurt. Like, it physically causes pain. But she's going to be curled up on the bed, hiding underneath the cloak, but she's going to have papers scattered out in front of her that she would have asked Jacob to go get from the public library. Because it would have the names, the addresses, and the employees of who all works at the manor, because it would be public records. So it would tell her the name of the person who owns the manor. It would tell her who's employed under him via the guard status, as well as the original blueprint layouts of the manor before any changes might have been made to it, but it gives them a rough idea on where to start.
Now,
And she's able to follow that over.
Now, you are assuming that all of those records are kept in order as they are in modern society. That is not always the case.
That's how they used to do it in other, not just modern stuff.
I know, but not everywhere. So not everything is necessarily as important in certain societies. For example, records of who hired the guards and what guards and stuff like that, not public record stuff. That wouldn't be kept there. The original plans for the building, yes, absolutely, that would be there. The certain things like that, those would be there. More
So
the
would
things
the
that absolutely required actual governance would be there.
so
But
she would also have the papers of who owns the house? Okay. Um so yeah, she's going to be looking all of that over, trying to get a rough idea on who could go in where, about how many people can fit into what kind of an area and things like that. Because she's done things like this before just to see how many people she and her caravan could fit into a single building to try and host the entire caravan, parties, things of that manner. Um so while she's totally hung the fuck over, she's looking over all the basic plan information so that way when they eventually get back, they can actually start to go over a full layout of like what the plan is, who's going to go in where. And because it's the day before the masquerade, Diana's gonna look at Jacob and just kind of go, I really hope you like high collars.
Okay.
And
Before
I
that, right?
need oak. Because I need him to embroider something into both dresses that I have.
Right. While we're waiting, then, Jacob will pull out his dagger and hand it to Diana.
Aw, such a nice gift.
Unless I have to stab somebody, why the knife? Oh yeah, I was supposed to. I am too hungover right now, so you luck out. Because I'm pretty sure if I try to shave you right now, I'm gonna cut you.
Fair enough.
Oak can do it. He's got a steady hand. We'll just hop over your head.
So you luck out.
All right. Jacob will get up. I'll be back.
I need somebody to tie the corset.
He's gonna go find a mask shop, if you would.
okay, well, while you are getting ready to do that, and all that, you have received the plans, the basic floor plans for the property from the record search. And
Now I do have a question.
yes,
The original floor plans of like when it was built would be public record. Would the owner have to keep the plans updated if they were to make any renovations just for structural purposes with the city?
it depends on whether or not they were making those renovations in secret or not, and the
Yeah, hence what I was
purposes of those.
asking.
It depends on their purposes,
Okay.
and whether or not they wanted to be shady or not.
Thought I'd ask.
Well,
But you
judging
did
these guys, they're probably not.
you what you do see though is you do receive the original floor plans,
Oh, heck yeah.
and this is what you see
Oh, Jesus Christ.
for the original floor plans, and
Okay.
that is where we are going to end tonight.
And tomorrow and next week, Diana gets to sit there and go, hey, by the way,
Yep. And I
while hungover.
I will make these plans available. I'll put this map in the Discord so you guys can look at that at your leisure, and remember these are the original floor plans. That does not mean that like the rooms where you see beds in there, they might not be using those as bedrooms. That was the original floor plans. They could, the layout may be the same, but they might have different things in different.
Is it all single story?
No,
No,
there are
that's too.
there are stairwells
There are
all
stairs.
over the place, and I will be getting you the second story
Okay.
later. But that is it for tonight. So I hope anyone who is watching had fun watching the episode tonight. I know I had fun listening to the antics and seeing the crazy breakdowns of breaking children, breaking little foxes, everybody all breaking
All that
down.
party trauma.
Yes,
You
but
could say it's Breaking Bad.
yes, it is. But no, this it
That's
was
it.
it was definitely entertaining. At least for me, I know I had a good time. I hope you all did as well. I hope you guys did, my players. And please come in, join us next time, and find out what actually will happen with Reya and the rest of the group, and will they actually pull off their plan to steal the knuckle bones of St. Aurelius from the Redstone? All right. I hope you had fun. Bye, everybody.
Mm.